We are Mia and Massi. We live on this beautiful island called Sicily. Join us on our adventures around the island and making and eating local cuisine, on our villa DIYs and on our simple slow living. This is our Sicilian Dolce vita. Venite con noi. Ciao everybody. The week started so dramatic, very dark, windy and rainy. How are the chickens doing?
Going to eggs.
Woo! Nice. 4 in the fridge and now I've got another 4. I always have to make sure that I rotate the eggs. I think we need to make an omelette soon. For lunch, I just made a potato and rosemary omelette. So we had a very simple lunch with fresh eggs from our chickens. Look at that sky. Anyway, we got ready because we were on a little adventure that we've been wanting to do for a couple of days, but the weather just didn't allow us. So today was the perfect day.
And finally, the sun has come out. So we have decided that we are going to a place called Grammichele.
Means Big Michael.
Gram with an M. And the interesting...
In 800 meters, turn left onto SP33. Signs for Grammichele.
Grammichele.
Grammichele. Anyway, and the interesting thing is the shape of this town, which we will show you in a little bit. So come with us to Grammichele.
Grammichele is a town in the province of Catania and is renowned worldwide for its particular hexagonal urban layout. It was founded in April 1693 by a prince called Carlo Maria Garaffa Branciforte. He wanted to build a new town after the original medieval town, then called Occiola, was completely destroyed by the 1693 earthquake. Grammichele is a unique physical realization of the ideal city concepts that originated during the Renaissance. This ideal city theory believed that the layouts should reflect mathematical harmony, symmetry, and human-centered order. This statue is of the prince himself, and he's walking down a series of steps which symbolize the virtues of knowledge, which are philosophy, religion, science, politics, literature, and art. So now we are in that big piazza, and we're just going to show you a little bit around. So as you can tell, the 6 main streets that lead off to this hexagonal piazza are very evident. We then stopped at this bar centrale and had a bite to eat, and I must say it was absolutely lovely. Everybody was super friendly in this bar. The owner was lovely to us. We then picked up some really good biscuits, which we ate later on when we arrived on the other side of the town. And from the drone you can see that on the left is the municipality, where inside there was, and we went to visit the museum, and on the right you have the Chiesa Madre di San Michele Arcangelo, which is in a Sicilian Baroque style.
This is amazing.
This is incredible. This is just an entry. I think this might be Sicilian Baroque, maybe.
Yes, because I think it's Norman, to be honest.
No, I don't know, but we'll look it up.
It's very Norman to me.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's got Arabic in it as well, definitely.
There's a castle, a lion, a crown.
It's the emblem, yeah.
It's all symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Wow, incredible.
It's made from cement, yeah. No, it's wood.
It's wood.
No, cement, sorry. It's not.
And look at this. We are inside the comune di Grammichele, comune civico. And the museum is there. Let's go and have a look. Inside this tiny, lovely little museum, we met a wonderful lady who had been here for more than 20 years, you know, working in this museum. So she knew her stuff, believe me, and she was extremely passionate about it. And she spent a good hour just showing us around each and every little thing.
Anche come bare. Naturalmente erano chiusi, con spianare la terra, i trattori li hanno rotti e li mettevano così come se fossero in posizione fetale, perché per loro morire era dare una continuità. Li mettevano a rannicchiate come se fossero dentro l'utero.
Infatti stavo proprio per dire...
Sono il IX secolo a.C., originale.
Stavo per dire questo, che mi sembra quasi un uovo.
Sì, è come se fossero in posizione fetale.
Esatto, esatto.
Come se fossero nella pancia.
Tweezers, eyebrow tweezers. E questi sono per i capelli?
No, questi sono delle fibule che mettevano nelle toniche.
Ah, ok, like a safety pin.
Sì.
Per
Fare...
Coperte.
Oh, che bello.
E poi abbiamo qui delle pietre macine che loro usavano per macinare.
Macinare, yeah.
La farina.
For the flour.
La mettevano qua.
I love this. This is stunning.
Questa è tutta ceramica maiolica del 600.
Bellissimo. Really lovely little museum, but a lot of their stuff has been taken to the big museum in Syracuse, which I've been. I can't remember if I filmed there for you guys or not, but they've got lovely little things here. And the lady is really, really super friendly.
Infatti tutti li sapete di quello che è successo da giornata. Per mezzo di un forte terremoto tante gentuzze persero la vita. Sentiendo che tremavano le mura, a potte scappare per fuori scappavo, ma fuori infuriavano forti temporali e cascava tanta acqua del cielo. Restano fuori tutta la nottata, mezzo l'acqua, nudi e spaventati, si rivolgevano a Dio con tante preghiere e campano con l'aiuto del Signore. Quando facevano finalmente ciancenno, s'abbrazzano tutte quante. Non ci restava che fare la conta e vedere che mancava tanta gente. Che coraggio si misero a scavare, ognuno che ha speranza di trovare, sia amici che parenti cari. Sutta di peggio qualcuno vive ancora, ma del tuo paese non restava niente. Colpa non hanno nei momenti che tutto si finì un tempo inente. Ah, se ste peggio potessero parlare, quante cose ne avessero a contare. Per mezzo di sto terremoto traditori ci toccava morire, solo quello è chiamato a tagliare, perché peggio siete e peggio restate per dare testimonianza della giornata per secoli eterni che freddo e muti.
Grazie, bravissima, bellissimo e molto emozionante. So the kind lady is actually taking us up towards the top of this palazzo comunale. There is a balcony and she's going to show us the view. We're very honored. Oh, che bello! Wow!
Mi do questo onore di vederlo.
Grazie Massimo, ti senti sindaco?
Quello è il principe che sta per scendere,
Sì?
viene indietro, che sta uscendo da un passato, da una città vecchia, che sta per il principe, che è stato laureato in 6 materie. Ogni gradino c'è, sì.
Sono 6 strade, ogni
Sì,
strada
quindi
c'è la
abbiamo
chiesa.
3 chiese, una... Sì, la faccio vedere a tutte che è uno spettacolo. Oggi è...
She was super friendly. She gave us all these pamphlets.
Yeah, she knows a lot.
But everyone in this little town was so lovely. Even the guy at the bar. We really, and I met a lovely guy also in the church who was super informed with you know, everything that had to do with the church and San Michele.
So yeah, whew.
To be honest, I think the fact is that they don't get many visitors
It's
from
true.
outside, so
So when they see somebody, they're like, oh,
yeah, it's like a
well,
big
let us
thing.
tell you all about it, which was lovely. Now we're gonna go to the Santuario where the original city Occola existed before the earthquake. It's so windy that it's quite scary.
Actually, I actually got my drone up. So
I'm surprised he got his drone up and flying. Look at this.
So here we are, the only standing building in the old town of Occola, the original Grammichele, is the Sanctuary of the Madonna del Piano. Incredible that it didn't fall down like all the other buildings did. Unfortunately, it was closed, but we did manage to see a little bit of it through a tiny keyhole, and the views were incredible. Old building. And look at that view. So windy. We're gonna stop here and have our lovely biscuits. Right. It's like opening up a little Christmas present, isn't it?
it's only a biscuit.
Like a little present. Bar central, central bar, not centrale, central bar. What do you fancy?
I'll have a heart because I'm in love with you.
You're in love. I'm gonna have this one. Occhio di bue with chocolate. Mmm.
Right, so we are in Sicily. Up north they call us Teroni, and we call the people from up north Polentoni. Okay, polenta. It is a northern dish. It's a maize flour. This is one of the instant ones. They normally cook it for 2 hours. I've bought the instant one. We're not going to sit and cook it for 2 hours. Maria and I have come up with this decision. We haven't had polenta for a long time, so we're going to do it now. It takes only a few ingredients, right? And let me explain to you what I've got over here. So Maria the other day bought these sausage balls. So this is basically little balls made from sausage meat, which is pork, okay? I've got beef. I've got two types of beef. This is the muscle part of the beef, as you can see. This is the fat that I've taken off this chunky part. This is the shoulder part of the beef. I've taken the fat off, and I'll show you why in a minute. Got some nice chunky cut onions. As you can see, I've chunky cut them. Same with the carrots. A couple of sprigs of rosemary and some parsley. We've got celery over here. And we've got this very nice little cherry tomato passado. So it's a sauce made from cherry tomatoes. It's a very good quality. And we're going to use that. I got some oregano. Nice dried oregano. Some black pepper and salt. Some very good quality olive oil. Right, so let's get into this straight away. What you want to do, we use this famous cast iron pot of ours. You want to get that nice and warm. Let's go now, first stage of cooking. So when I said to you that fat, I've got the pan really hot. I've turned the flame down a bit. I'm going to put the fat in there. So it's going to start crackling. You might hear me over the crackle. So I'm getting the fat in there. What I want to do is pull out all the oils in that fat. The fat is the best part because it gives you most flavor. You get your other meat in there. So I'm putting all of them together, the meat. And I let them seal the meat off slowly but surely. Now let that Get all in there, spread it out evenly. So that's the muscle part. Let's get some of the other bit in. And this is the shoulder bit. So let's get that all in there. And that's making a lovely crackle, hiss and pop. Love it. Right, so the first sprig of rosemary is going in now when I've almost finished sealing it off. The reason is to keep the flavor in the meat. So I'm going to mix that around and I'm about to take that all out of there. Right, so that's getting really nice and dark and brown and still. I'm going to turn the fire off completely. I'm going to start taking the meat out. I want the fat oils and everything to remain in there to cook off the veg. So let's get that all out of there one by one. I'm going to take them out slowly. I have turned the fire off. Look at that. The fat's almost completely disappeared. Right, second stage. So I've got all the meat out of there. I've left the flavors in it. So I'm going to take my carrots, my onions, and my celery. Sorry, can I get that bowl there quickly? Thank you. Onions in, celery's in. Carrots are going in as well. We're going to get them all mixing out there. So I haven't put the little balls in yet, the meatballs, and I'll put them in now before the meat, just to get that little bit of frying going, which is the pork meatballs. So I've done all the beef, as you can see here, nice and beautifully braised off. Beautiful. I'm going to let that cook off. I'm going to let it go in a little bit of a slower heat because it's too high at the moment. I'm going to try and soften the veg as much as I possibly can. Second sprig of rosemary. Take that and just get it in with the veg. Yeah, so we got that second sprig in there. Mix it all about. I'm actually going to, at this stage, I'm going to add some black pepper. Nice chunky black pepper to get it all flavored into those vegetables. And I'll get some salt in there as well. Excuse my fingers. Okay, lovely. Something I didn't mention before, bay leaf. I've got a dry bay leaf and some red wine. I'll show you why. And the bay leaf I'm going to pop in there now. It's actually a big one, so I'm going to just halve that. It's too much. So get that in there. So those veggies are now getting nice and soft. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the pork meatballs, the sausage meatballs in this very stage at the moment. So we'll mix that out a bit. And we get these little meatballs in there. Yummy. Right. So I want them to get a little bit of color. Once they get their color, I'm going to sprinkle some red wine on there and then add in the other meat that I took out before. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to chuck in the meat that I took out before. Some dry oregano, as you would say in some English countries. Put that all on top. So once I've got all that on top, I'm going to mix it about a little bit. And I'm going to put some red wine on that and let it all evaporate. Once the alcohol has evaporated, I will add my tomato sauce. Let's get some red wine in there. I'd say just under a glass full of red wine. Beautiful, lovely. Look at that. You just want the alcohol to evaporate. Evaporate. Sorry. My English is turning into Dutch. Okay, so I'm now smelling from this little bit of steam that's coming out of it that the wine is starting to evaporate. Last little bit of evaporation process. I can see now, if you look carefully, well, you can't really see it so good, I can. Look at that little creamy base in the bottom there. That is all the fats and the wine mixing together. The veggies is giving off its water. And that is looking absolutely perfect. Right. So my 3-stage rosemary theory. Last stage of rosemary, getting in there. Get that in there. I'm going to lace it with parsley, very roughly broken up on top by hand, not chop it up finely. And last but not least, I'm going to get the tomatoes in there. So this is that nice thick tomato sauce. Look at that.
And of course, if you have your own homemade tomato, that would
Even
be
better.
Even better, yeah.
Okay, so you want to just lay that all on top and just leave it like that. I'm going to actually fill, not half fill the bottle once I've got it emptied, with some water, just to get all of that goodness out of the bottle. And obviously you do need a little bit more water. So you want to get as much liquid as you can get in there, because you don't want to burn this meal. It's the last thing you want to do. Right, so I've put some water in these bottles because I want to get all that goodness out of there. I'm going to put that all in there, and watch out, you don't get it too full. You want to top, look how nice and full that is. So I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to move it about a bit. I'm not going to mix it up too much. Okay, and I would suggest this to cook for nothing less than an hour or two. The longer you cook it, the softer all the meat gets broken up and the veggies cook off better. So you want to cook that for nice. This needs to be saucy because you're eating it with polenta. You will see after we cook it off and start eating, the polenta absorbs all that beautiful sauce. Yeah. That's why I want it to be nice and saucy. So let's get the lid on there, and I'm going to simmer it for at least an hour. I'm probably going to go for 2 hours.
Wow. Now that is a rainbow. Amazing. And it is raining, guys.
There is 1 liter of water. So if for a whole 500 grams, you're going to need 2 liters. I'm doing half a pack of that, so it's 250 grams. The water is now boiling, and as you're putting it in, you need to whisk it up. So you trickle it in slowly. See, I'm trickling it in slowly and I'm mixing it in. The consistency is however you like it. So if you need to add more water after, if you make it too thick, you just add more water. So I'm putting in half of this packet, not quite half yet, but I'm making sure that I'm mixing it in, otherwise it leaves lumps. You don't want lumps in it. I'm using a whisk.
How long does it have to cook for, Mas?
3 minutes, because it's pre-cooked. The consistency, I will show you how it is. So it's pretty perfect. I like it like that myself. You can make it thicker, but I wouldn't advise it. It's lovely, beautiful consistency.
Even if we are terroni, which means we come from the south.
Polentoni, this is to you guys.
Actually, you're central, aren't you? Do they still consider Rome south?
No.
Hey. It's from Naples downwards, isn't it?
No, Rome is south. So from Rome.
But when I spoke to your sister, who lives in Rome, she said the southerners are from Naples downwards.
Well, it depends. A lot of people say different things. So
what do you guys think?
Don't want to jump to conclusions.
What do you guys think? Do you think the southerners are from Rome downwards, or from Naples, or from Calabria? Let us know in the comments below.
The
Now
sauce
for the
is pretty much
sauce.
done nice and hot, just like it
That's
should be.
been cooking for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I'd say 2.5 is about enough.
Oh my goodness, that looks so nice.
Beautiful. Tasting time.
The best time.
Well, that's hot though.
It's a good meal for winter, isn't it?
The polentoni haven't got such a bad recipe. Nice.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Ciao! Don't forget to subscribe.